What's going on, guys? So today we're looking at a new light from Thrunite. This is the T1, and this is my new favorite EDC light. A lot of you guys know, follow the channel, I carry a little pocket organizer from Hitch and Timber, and I have a small flashlight in there. AAA light's actually also a Thrunite light. So it's a little redundant to have both lights, but I've been carrying this in the pocket with that and using this instead of the other one. And I really like it. I like its size a lot. I kind of wish that this could replace that, but it's just too fat. But overall, I mean, it is very small. You can see it just hides inside the hand. So this is actually running on a different battery than a lot of people are used to. This is an 18350, all right, 1100 milliamp hour. So the milliamp hour is the capacity, basically how much juice you have, so to speak. And it is rechargeable through the case here, right? So on the back, there's a little port, there's a little rubber cover. Okay, it does come with a charging cable, all right? So I did save the box just to show you everything that comes with it. I usually don't keep boxes and stuff. So the paperwork's actually easy to show as well, because I can show you all the modes instead of talking about them. It also comes with the lanyard, which would attach towards the back here. You can see there's a slot cut out. Okay, if you do want to have a wrist lanyard. I rarely ever use lanyards. It does come with a pocket clip, which of course came on the light, but it is removable. In this particular case, I kept the pocket clip on because sometimes when carrying it, I did just clip it to my pocket next to my main knife. All right, you can see here's the charging cable. Very simple. All right, USB on one side. So it just plugs in the charge. And I'll show you real quick the little chart. Gives you all the outputs and the run times and everything. All right, so you can pause the screen there if you want to look at the breakdown for the run times and stuff. All right, so back to the light here. Actually, I'm going to zoom in. We're going to look at the head here for a second. So the LED on this one is a Cree XHP50. All right, this is pumping out 1500 lumens on this small battery, which is pretty amazing for its size. But the one thing I want to focus on is, if you notice how shallow the reflector is on this. Okay, this has a very wide beam, all right, which is awesome, especially for an EDC type light where it's just throwing light every which way, and it's due to that nice shallow reflector. It's also stippled, heavily stippled, as you can see. All right, so when the light hits it, bounce all around every which way, as opposed to a smooth reflector, which would focus it for a tighter beam that would go further, would be smaller. So I mean, yeah, this is just like, it's an area light. It's awesome. As far as the modes, a little bit different on this one. This one has a ramping function. So first, let me start with the very familiar Firefly in the off position here. If you just hold it down, all right, we get that 1 lumen Firefly mode, which is awesome. I happen to really like that in pretty much any flashlight. I do actually use it for some things, which I talked about in the past. If you just hit the button once to turn it on, it's going to be a ramp function between 15 lumens and 685 lumens, okay? So once you have it on, it has a memory function, so whatever you use last, that's what it'll stay on. Right now it's the higher part of that, so 685 lumens, that's how I prefer it. All right, the memory function to be high. So when I turn it on, I don't have to ramp up or anything, it's pretty high. But yeah, once it's on, if you hold the button down, it'll slowly ramp down all the way to the 15 lumens. It'll double blink, okay, once it's at that mode. And then same thing, you hold it again to go up. What's nice though is that the second you let go and you hold it again, it'll go back the other direction. Okay, so every time you lift up and press it again, it'll either go up or down depending on where you were. All right, and then when it's at its max, it'll blink. Now I happen to really, really like a ramping function. I think it's super cool. I think it's advantageous in some situations, but it's confusing for some people, okay? So even though it's something that I personally like, it's totally unnecessary. Most people are probably just gonna use this in the highest mode. The ramp mode, for me, in my opinion, is more like for flashlight people. Obviously, I mean, if you're gonna get a light like this, you might be a flashlight person, but for a lot of people, they just want a good pocket flashlight, something for EDC. So, I mean, it's more like the flashlight nerds, like stuff like that. So that's what I tend to gravitate towards ramping functions, but a lot of times when I talk to people, they just don't care about them that much. So for most people, you just want to get as much light as possible out of the flashlight. Okay, that's going to be the turbo mode. All you have to do is hit it twice from the off position, okay? And that's at full 1500 lumens. If you have it in the off position and hit it 3 times, it goes right to the strobe, which is a little bit different. A lot of flashlights, it's a double click for the turbo, then a double click from turbo for strobe. In this case, from off, it's 3 clicks, 1, 2, 3. All right, so you have that strobe function. And I'm a huge, huge fan of having a strobe function in a flashlight. I think it's a total necessity for a lot of people, especially, if you're kind of a gear person, so to speak. and especially if you carry a firearm, okay, because strobe mode at night can be a very, very effective deterrent, so you don't actually have to use a weapon in defending yourself. Of course, it's very situational. I'm not saying grab your flashlight and say your gun. Just kind of depends on what the situation dictates, but in some cases you can get away with, you know, blinding someone and getting away. And that's the idea for defense, is you don't want to have to use your defensive options. You want to get away as much as possible, right? So I do like strobe quite a bit. What makes this one also very special is the fact that they went with a magnetic bottom, which is very cool. You can't see it because obviously it's internal, but let's see, take out today's EDC. Happens to be a metal knife. This is a Gerber Auto, which you guys will see a video on in the future. But anyway, you can see the bottom is magnetic. Okay, quite strong. So the price on these right now are $39.99, so 40 bucks on Amazon. If you go to Thrunite's website, the prices are almost always more. So I think they list this at 50, you know, on their website, but obviously if you go through Amazon, it's gonna be cheaper. Plus, if you happen to be a Prime member, you get the free shipping and all the other perks and stuff. But I also noticed on Thrunite's main website that if you happen to buy this light and you write an honest review on Amazon, you get a free light. I think it's a Tie 3, something along those lines. Worth mentioning in case you happen to buy this light, it doesn't take much to write a review to get another light for free. I think it's like the first 200 reviews or something like that. And they're not asking for like a positive review on purpose or anything. They specifically mention honest review. You can give it a total crap review. If you happen to not like it at all, you would still get the free light. It's just they're looking for reviews. Apparently, if you have a lot more reviews on products on Amazon, it helps. So it's a good incentive, I suppose. Now, speaking of negative criticism, I will say that there's a hit, in my opinion, on this battery size. I think it's amazing how much power is in this little tiny light, 1500 lumens. The reason is because of that battery, that 18350. But I see it as a negative because it's an odd size in the marketplace. A lot of people are into flashlights. There's like two sides of the spectrum. People over here, they're doing AA's and AAA's. It's simple, it's cheap, they're readily available everywhere, right? You don't have to charge them, you just throw them out, buy new ones. This side of the spectrum over here is all about lithiums, because those people can appreciate extra power in smaller lights, right? So you're talking most common CR123As, which are rechargeable, or regular CR123s, as well as the 18650s. All that being said, you know, you have flashlights and maybe you're interested in this flashlight. Now you have the problem of having to buy more batteries if you're that person that likes to store up on batteries, you know? It's kind of like if you're into firearms, you get a new gun, a different caliber, or, you know, you get a different handgun, you have to buy much more magazines. It's all about the accessories, right? So if you're that particular person that likes to stock up on batteries and chargers and stuff for your lights, now you're talking about a whole different new battery size. So it may cost you more money in the long run if you want to store up on that stuff. Now that's one way to look at it. Obviously it comes with the battery and the charging cable. For a lot of people, you're not even gonna care. I'm just talking to like the serious gearheads that do all the prepping and all that kind of stuff. But that would be a negative to this light, in my opinion, is the odd battery size for the marketplace. AA's, AAA's, CR123s, and 18650s, I think, are the four major battery sources for today's flashlights, right? So anything other than that, it's gonna be a little bit harder to work with for some people. So anyway, that is it. I do like the light overall. I don't consider the battery size to be a problem in my, you know, specific situation. I'm not gonna stock up on this particular size, although I really, really do like this flashlight. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's awesome. It's a really cool EDC option for 40 bucks. It is packed with features. The ramping function, I think a lot of people wouldn't even bother using. Honestly, you're gonna grab the light, you're gonna double click it, you're gonna use all the light possible, and then you're done. But it is a nice small package and a ton of light pumping out of there, so I think it's pretty cool. If you happen to get this light, let me know down in the comment section what you think of it once you get yours. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Take care.